What if I told you that you probably don't have to work until you're 65? Retirement isn't an age or a number on a calendar. It's a math problem you need to solve. And most people are solving it wrong. They think the answer is I need to earn more or work longer. The truth is, retirement isn't really about age, it's about cash flow. The moment your income from investments and assets cover your monthly expenses, congratulations, you can now live life on your terms, whether you're 35 or 75. So today, I'm going to show you 3 practical steps that can dramatically shorten your journey to retirement. I was able to walk away from my corporate job at age 44 because I followed these 3 steps. And here's the good news. You don't have to win the lottery. You just have to become intentional with a few simple habits. So let's jump in. The first lever you can pull is surprisingly simple. Save more. Now, before you click away thinking I'm about to tell you to stop buying that expensive coffee, relax. This isn't about clipping coupons. It's about increasing what financial experts call your savings rate. And here's the truth nobody tells you. Your savings rate matters more than your investment returns. Not a little more, dramatically more. You save 10% of your income and you're looking at roughly 50 years to financial independence. Save 25% and that time to retirement drops to about 22 years. Why? Because your savings rate does double duty. Every dollar you don't spend is a dollar you don't need to replace in retirement. And a dollar working for you in the market, it moves the finish line from both directions at once. Now, this doesn't mean stuffing everything into savings account. Your money needs to be invested in productive assets that have the potential to grow over time. The goal isn't simply to save money. The goal is to own things that make money. Now, that takes us to step 2. Step 2 is about buying or building income producing assets. Now, I talk a lot about this in most of my videos. Why? Because savings alone has a ceiling. There are only so many hours in your work week and so many dollars in your paycheck. That's where step 2 comes in. Acquiring assets that generate income independent of your time. This step is where most people dramatically speed up retirement. This isn't about picking hot stocks. It's about owning things that pay you. Things like dividend paying ETFs, maybe rental property or a small business. Even a side venture like network marketing can eventually run without you. The reason this shortens your timeline is simple. Every dollar of passive income is a dollar your portfolio no longer has to generate through withdrawals. If you build $1,000 a month in something like a network marketing business, that's $1,000 a month less you need to pull from savings, which means your required nest egg shrinks and your retirement date moves even closer. Now, the third step isn't nearly as exciting, but it may be one of the highest return activities you can do. Step 3 is about reorganizing your financial life. Think of your finances like a bucket. Most people focus on pouring more water into the bucket, but nobody checks for holes. Some of those holes are things like high interest debt, expensive monthly subscriptions, maybe insurance you don't need, or fees you're paying without even realizing it. And what about taxes? Taxes may be your largest lifetime expense. So first, we want to reduce expenses, not through deprivation, but by cutting the costs that don't add value to your life. You want to examine all your expenses. Housing, transportation, and subscriptions are usually the biggest cost-cutting opportunities. Trimming your baseline spending doesn't just free up cash to invest. Remember step 1. It also lowers the total amount you'll need in retirement. Second, let's restructure your debt. High interest debt is working against every other lever you're pulling. Consolidating or refinancing to lower rates frees up cash flow that can go straight into savings or income producing assets instead of paying interest. Third, let's minimize those taxes. This is the quiet accelerator. The tax code incentivizes small businesses, so starting a business at home can be a huge tax saving strategy. Also, maxing out tax advantaged accounts like a 401k match or an IRA or a thing like a health savings account means more of your money compounds instead of going to the IRS every year. Over a couple of decades, tax-efficient investing can shave years off your timeline simply because more of your return stays invested. Now, none of these 3 moves, cutting expenses, restructuring debt, and cutting taxes, feels exciting, but money you don't lose is money you can invest. Every dollar you save today can become many dollars tomorrow through compound growth. Sometimes shortening retirement isn't about making dramatically more money. Sometimes it's simply about keeping more of what you've already earned. So here's the 3-step roadmap. Step 1, increase your savings rate. Step 2, increase your income by buying or building income producing assets. And step 3, reorganize your finances so less money leaks out through unnecessary expenses, debt, and taxes. These aren't 3 separate strategies, they're one system. Step 3 frees up cash. Step 1 puts that cash to work through a higher savings rate. And step 2 turns part of that savings into assets that pay you back. Each one accelerates the other. Remember, retirement isn't an age, it's a math equation. Increase the money coming in, decrease the money going out, and build assets that keep paying you long after you stopped working. That's how you automate your income and start buying back your time. Now, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to Income Automation. And let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll see you in the next video.